Well, this weekend, Parker takes us to an unlikely hideaway where Detroit's movers and shakers are slowing down. It's 62 on the town, Ann.
Thanks, Rich. Tonight we go inside Fiona's tea house, where a rare blend of comfort and charm is drawing in people right off the street. In the shadow of Detroit's busiest office buildings lies this quaint restaurant that has hundreds of Metro Detroiters taking time for tea. With its lovely little tables and carefully chosen china, Fiona's Tea House is an escape from the daily grind.
I had a love of tea, since I was a little girl, and I realized that when we moved downtown that there was a need for a little restaurant that people could come and be together.
Fiona Palmer grew up in New Zealand, surrounded by the sweet aroma of tantalizing teas and delectable desserts. 2 years ago, she and her partner, Stephen Ragland, began a search here in Detroit for the perfect place to recreate those warm memories.
We were driving and we looked in the monitor and we found an ad for this 100-year-old cottage.
The house needed renovation. We had to sand floors, paint walls, remove walls, build bathrooms, replace floors.
I knew that it would work. There was never a question in my mind that people wouldn't come here because the building is so quaint and so beautiful.
Now, just 10 months after opening their doors, Fiona's Tea House is brewing with activity.
It was our pleasure to have you. I'm sorry you couldn't stay longer.
Customers from all over are flocking to this cozy restaurant to enjoy breakfast, lunch, and of course, afternoon tea.
I love it, and I'm going to make several more visits here. Everything on the menu looks so great.
You can sit down and enjoy a nice, peaceful time, and I think that's what we need more of.
And it's that charm that's bringing people back downtown and inside this hidden gem.
People say, well, why are we going to Detroit? And when they get here, they're like, wow, whose house are we visiting? And they come inside, and it's this beautiful little jewel, and that's what brings a lot of our customers back.
Fiona's Tea House, the mouth-watering food and friendly atmosphere make you feel right at home. And Vicki, I'm ready to go back anytime.
Well, I tell you what, Ann, you're going to have to take us all with you because those desserts look absolutely marvelous.
Yeah, and that truly is unusual, it really is. That's great. Well, 60 Minutes is just moments away. Here is Morley Safer with a preview of what's ahead.
Thanks, Rich. Tonight on 60 Minutes, we'll have this in-depth story.
Hard to believe, but this man says that during his 7 years in the seminary, 12 priests made unwelcome sexual advances.
That story and much more when 60 Minutes comes your way next on Detroit's 62 CBS. Rich?
When we return, meet a local woman who's at the top of her game, hitting it big on billiard tables across the country.
Our company pops.
Okay, everybody, eat up.
Looks great, honey. You really outdid yourself this time.
Don't wait for me.
So, honey, how was work?
Holy crazy. So nice to be home.
Velveeta shells and cheese, so rich and creamy, kids don't eat it. They inhale it. Velveeta shells and cheese, a clean plate every time.
Hey, Mom, you got any more shells?
See that man over there? That's my daddy. He works a lot. You see, he's an employee owner of Patio Enclosures Incorporated. He says he owns part of a big company, but spends more time than ever on what he calls small-town service. He says the reason he's so busy is because he's working hard for his customers and my future.
Small-town service, big company support. That's Patio Enclosures Incorporated.
I guess we're just gonna have to share them.
49 years of quality and service to the community come to an end as Bedland prepares to close its doors forever with a gigantic going-out-of-business sale. Yes, Bedland's entire multi-million-dollar inventory of fine bedding and bedroom furniture must now be liquidated immediately. All quality brand names must be sacrificed now at incredible going-out-of-business prices. The bedroom of your dreams is available to you now at prices you never dreamed possible. Hurry to Bedland for this once-in-a-lifetime event. After 49 years, Bedland is going out of business forever.
Break your news habit and punch 62 at 5:30 for Grace Under Fire, followed by Seinfeld at 6.
My old boyfriend came over late last night, and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'm really tired today.
That can mean so much.
What do you think she was tired from?
Well, obviously the yada yada.
While Jerry's dentist is in pain.
You know, we have the highest suicide rate of any profession.
At 6:30, it's Mad About You.
Detroit 62 CBS Big Time TV.
62 CBS continues to support the people who make our area great. This week, Ann Parker hits the pool hall, catching up with a young woman who's become an overnight sensation.
Yeah, and Ann, I hear that she's breaking them with the best of them.
She sure is, Rich. Julie Katz is a rising star, and she's taking the billiards world by storm. Royal Oak's Julie Katz is looking for a big break, hoping to blast her way to the top in the tough world of billiards.
Right before you start playing in a tournament, I start getting hot, and your heart starts hammering, and it's an adrenaline rush.
Julie was working as a hairdresser when she picked up her first pool stick just 6 years ago. But what started as a pastime turned into a profession, making her the player to watch.
I found I had some natural talent, and I got addicted to it. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun. So I started traveling all around the country and playing in tournaments and having a good time.
Day in and day out, she hits the pool hall, practicing for at least 5 hours, learning the tricks of her trade. Still, that doesn't stop her from feeling knots in her stomach before an important game.
At the pro level, it's scary. You got 500 people sitting down watching you play pool, and, you know, now I'm playing with these women who are the champions of the world.
But Julie's proven her prowess on the pool table, placing in tournaments across the country. Some say she's one of the premier pool players around.
She plays exceptionally well. I'd say she honestly does have world-class potential.
I'm surprised that she's gotten so good in such a quick time, but she's very dedicated. She practices, you know, she goes through a whole bunch of different drills and everything like that, you know, to sharpen up her game.
And in a sport traditionally dominated by men, this petite pool player is breaking new ground, as well as some stereotypes.
I want people to see me as a pool player rather than a woman. And if I'm beating a man or if I'm beating a woman, or losing to a man or losing to a woman, I just like to play.
Julie Katz, her success in billiards is helping blaze a trail for women everywhere. Vicki?
Well, Ann, I've been known to shoot a few. Maybe she can give me a few pointers, too. Thanks a lot, Ann. That's all for this week. And whenever you need the latest breaking news, traffic, and weather, turn to WWJ News Radio 950, all news, all the time.
I know you took billiards in college. I don't think you majored in it, though.
No, I didn't. I don't think I could beat her, Rich.
Yeah, you have to do that to beat her. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to see you next week for another edition of In-Depth Detroit.
It's at 7:30 on Detroit's 62 CBS.
Big time TV.
Last year, Victoria Molinari got a home equity loan at a very nice rate. This year, we'll lower her interest rate. Next year, we'll lower it again. The year after that, we'll lower it some more. For making payments on time, we lower your interest rate automatically, 4 years in a row. That's the Back on Track plan. It's the best home equity loan you can get. And every year, it gets better.
The Money Store. 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Everywhere I go now, I get treated like a star. Well, not everywhere. Actually, just at Arby's. I mean, take this $5 value roundup. Oh, and talk about power. Talk about respect. Hey, I get to choose 3 beef and cheddars, or 4 regular roast beefs, or 5 barbecues for $5. I mean, $5, that's nothing. I made twice that my last picture.
You can go anywhere and get filled up, but you can only get the $5 value roundup at Arby's.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cock your head to the side and I'm angry. This is one team, I'll give you one team. Ten devil who freeze out. Ten devil who don't stick it out. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Rebel, rebel, I'm the game, no. Hot tramp, I love you so.
To demonstrate the unique construction of a Simmons Beauty Rest pocketed coil.
I wonder what would happen on our mattress.
John, we don't have a Simmons Beauty Rest.
Individual pocketed coil springs to reduce movement and help give
John,
you undisturbed.
we don't have a Simmons
How much
Beauty
less
Rest.
movement will you feel on a Simmons
John,
Beauty
we
Rest?
don't.
Only Simmons has the Do Not Disturb mattress.
Katie?
Right now at Gardner White, save on all beauty rest and back care, plus 0% interest till 2001.
Punch 62 from 5:30 to 7 for a news break.
Jerry's Dentist is in